You ever order a pizza? The guy on the phone goes, "Cool, you're number 47 in line." You go, "In line for what?" "It's a pizza." "I'm holding my wallet open. I'm actively trying to give you money." And he goes, "We'll email you when it's your turn." And he hangs up, and now you're just standing in your kitchen, hungry, refreshing your inbox like a lunatic, hoping a stranger decides you're worthy of carbohydrates. That's not a pizza place. That's not a DMV. That's the new way you buy a PC. Because Valve, sweet beloved, they can do no wrong. Valve has decided the path to owning their brand new Steam machine runs directly through a digital waiting room. 4 different configurations, 1 giant velvet rope, and a queue so you can earn the privilege of spending what might be 1,000 of your American dollars. So grab a chair because apparently we're going to be here a while. So let's get into it. Here's the actual situation. I need you to follow the bouncing ball because every piece of this is somehow funnier than the last. Valve's got 3 new toys this year. A new controller, a VR headset called the Steam Frame, and the big one, the Steam Machine. A little cube PC for your living room, 6 times the power of a Steam Deck, runs Steam OS, sits under your TV, glows with a little LED strip like a Wi-Fi router that does CrossFit. Cool, genuinely cool. I do want one. And then the controller launched May 4th, 99 bucks, and it sold out in, I want to be precise here, about 30 minutes. 30, half of an episode of television. By the time you'd finished deciding whether you wanted one, it was gone, and it was already on eBay for 4 times the price, sitting next to a guy's listing for a rare vintage Funko Pop he found in his mom's basement. So the scalpers ate the entire stock again, and Valve looked at that dumpster fire and went, "We can't do this with the actual expensive product," which fair, it's smart, so they built a reservation queue. And here's where I started laughing because data miners cracked open Steam's code and they didn't find 1 Steam Machine package. They didn't find 2, they found 4 separate configurations sitting in the database. And nobody at Valve has told us what any of them are. 2 are probably the 512 gig and 2 terabyte models we already knew about. The other 2 mystery boxes. Could be controller bundles, could be a secret tier, could be a 4th one that comes preloaded with a note that says, "Thank you for waiting, sucker." We don't know. Valve sure isn't saying. So let me get this straight. You want to buy a computer, there are 4 versions, you don't know what 2 of them are, you don't know what any of them cost, and before you're even allowed to pick, you have to get in line. I don't 100% get it, but okay, whatever. Lines are fine, I've stood in lines. Let me show you how this line works because the mechanics are immaculate. To even enter the queue, your Steam account has to be in good standing. You have to have made a purchase before April 27th, a date that by the time you heard about any of this was already in the past. So if you made your Steam account last week because your buddy hyped you up on this thing, get out of here. Back of the line, there is no line for you. Then if you're allowed in, you reserve. 1 per account, you wait. When you finally claw your way to the front, they email you and the clock starts. You get 72 hours to complete the purchase. Missed the window, out at work, didn't check your email, your phone died at a music festival, cool. Your spot goes to the next person. And you go back to refreshing your inbox like it's 2009 and you're waiting on a Gmail invite. Now, and I want to be fair here because this is the part where I have to stop being funny for 1 second. This system genuinely works. It does. Speed stops mattering. The bots can't just smash the buy button at machine gun speed and vacuum up every unit before a human even loads the page. Real people get a real shot. That's the entire point, and it's a good point. But let me step off the gas because there's a deeper thing here that nobody's saying out loud. We are normalizing waiting in line to buy a product that isn't even rare on purpose. Think about what a queue actually is. A queue is what you do when there's genuine scarcity. Concert tickets, a Nintendo console on launch day, a sneaker drop. It exists because demand outruns supply, and there's a real fixed number of the thing. But the Steam Machine isn't a limited vinyl pressing. It's a computer. They can make more computers. The only reason there's a line is that the launch supply is going to be thin. Instead of just making enough, the line becomes the experience. The line becomes the marketing. The scarcity becomes the hype. And here's the part that makes the floor completely drop out. Stack it up. You've got a mystery number of configurations. You've got no announced price. You've got Valve's own engineer on the record basically saying, yeah, we're not subsidizing this like a console. If you built a PC this powerful, that's roughly what it'll cost. And then you've got leaked retailer listings whispering 950 bucks, over $1,000 for the big one. So put the whole sandwich together, $1,000 machine with hidden tiers at a price you can't see that you have to line up for, and the line is being sold to you as a feature. That is the most Valve thing that has ever Valved, and I say that with love. So let me be real with you for just a second because I don't want this to just be a dunk video. I love Valve, genuinely. Half the people watching this love Valve. The Steam Deck was a miracle. They took the entire PC gaming is too complicated for the couch problem and just solved it quietly while everybody else was busy making their store apps worse. They earned the goodwill. That's exactly why this matters, because picture the kid, 16, saved up all summer mowing lawns, finally has the money for a real gaming machine, his first one, the one that isn't a hand-me-down laptop that sounds like a hairdryer, and this thing is supposed to be the people's PC, the accessible one, the you don't need to know what a motherboard is box. And he goes to buy it, and the answer isn't yes, the answer is wait, maybe, we'll email you. If you're good enough, and by the way, it's $1,000. That's the thing I don't want us to shrug at. The queue is a clever fix for a scalper problem, but it's a fix that quietly trains all of us to be grateful just for the chance to be allowed to spend money. And when you're grateful for the chance to pay, you stop asking the only question that matters: why is this so hard and why does it cost this much? All right, so back to the velvet rope, because here's my favorite detail, the cherry on top. They also built a reservation queue for the VR headset, the Steam Frame. So now there are lines for 2 separate products, and Valve has in one move turned their entire 2026 hardware launch into a theme park where every ride is the line. You're not buying gaming hardware anymore, you're collecting fast passes for the privilege. And look, I'll probably still get in the line. That's the brutal part. They built a system where the smart anti-scalper, genuinely pro-consumer move is also a system that makes us behave like we're waiting outside a nightclub to hand a bouncer our paycheck. Both things are true at once. That's why it's perfect. So here's what I'd do. Get in the queue if you want one, but go in with your eyes open. Don't let the line convince you it's worth $1,000 before you've seen a single price tag. Make Valve earn the $1,000. Don't pre-love it just because it glows. This video pulled you out of a Steam sale you absolutely should not be browsing right now. Do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe so the algorithm lets you cut my line, and then drop me a comment. What's the longest you've ever waited for a product that turned out to be a total letdown? I genuinely want the horror stories, concert tickets, console launches, that one limited edition cereal, all of it. And I'll see you in the next one. Kyler, out.